This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I am your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager, and today is Wednesday, bitch. If you are inside of Patreon, if you are outside of Patreon, it's Friday. And I want to tell y'all, God bless you, okay? It has been a treacherous motherfucking week when it comes to layoffs. And that's exactly what the fuck we're going to be talking about today. Number one, if you have been laid off from your job, girl, I am so motherfucking sorry, okay? But there are some steps that we need to talk about, okay? What to do right after you get that fucking call or you get that email or y'all have that Zoom meeting, whatever. And then also just the mental process that you need to go through because this is a fucking lot, okay? So today's episode is going to be solely focused on that. It is going to be very short. I'm going to tell you probably about 10, 15 minutes, okay? We're going to keep it cute up in this bitch. Number one is because this is a priority episode. I feel like a lot of people are not knowing what the fuck I need to do. Like, where do I turn? Especially now that we have this situation where social benefits may or may not be available come next month. And so it's putting a lot of people in interesting predicaments. And some... yeah, they may have been able to save a little bit, but every person is not able to based off of their salary, okay? Based off of this high-ass economy that we're fucking living in, and it has put a lot of people in a lot of positions, okay? I see the fucking emails, y'all. So needless to say, my heart is going out to everybody who has been impacted. This week has been fucking ridiculous. The layoff announcements, we got the holidays coming up, and it's just like, it is so hard for a lot of families. So my heart just goes out to y'all. So let's talk about number one. You need to, after you have that Zoom call meeting, after you have that phone call, after you receive the letter in the mail, whatever that process is, you need to confirm the details, okay? Speak to your manager or HR to understand the specifics about your layoff. So when they ask you questions, or do they, not when they ask you questions, but when they ask, does anyone have any questions? You need to be following up with these. Number one, what is going to happen with your PTO? Any unused vacation time, if there is any severance pay, as well as what is going to happen when it comes to your health insurance, COBRA, 401k, okay? For those of you who do not know what COBRA is the in-between plan after you leave an organization. And there may be some benefits there where your company covers for a little bit, but you need to know what that looks like, and you need that shit on fucking paper. Now, any PTO that you have should be included in your last check. That includes your vacation time, sick time, or if everything is all together, all of that should be in that fucking check. Also, you need to know who is in charge of your 401k plan. So if you have your 401k through Colonial, I think offers 401k. If you have it through Charles Schwab, Raymond James, whoever is maintaining your retirement account, you need to make sure that you have access to it. And you also need to see what that balance is, okay? Because you may or may not have to withdraw that shit. And the reason why you may have to withdraw it is because you're going to be living a very modest life right now. We don't know how much money you have in that account, but if it's less than $5,000, bitch, pull it, okay? Hell, if it's less than 10, pull it, okay? You can re-up again, All right, depending on what your work situation is. But right now, you are going to need to save as much money and stack as much money as possible. So those are your questions that you want to ask. When they tell you about layoffs, make sure you immediately go into asking those questions. Now, if you are someone that does not have a spouse, or maybe you and your live-in, y'all just don't share money or whatever, you really should file for unemployment anyway. I feel like whether you have a spouse or not, depending on what type of money is coming into the house, I will go ahead and file for unemployment. You need to apply for those benefits as soon as possible and look up your state, okay? So if you live in Colorado, type in Colorado unemployment benefits, and that should lead you directly to the website where you can file unemployment, okay? Like I told you about your information for finances, make sure that you know about your final check. Okay, have an email for HR. If there is any situation with your final check, you want to make sure that you're able to contact those people and let them know, hey, I did not get paid the proper amount of time. This is also why you need to have like a running balance of PTO. You need to know how much PTO you have accrued. Periodically, take a screenshot of your ADP, take a screenshot of your workday. You want to make sure that you are keeping track of how many hours you have, because you just don't know, right? Sometimes we know because these organizations, they are able to file and publicly notate like we're going to be laying off this many people at this point in time. But there are loopholes around them having to address it. Number one, if it's going to cause the company to tank, they don't have to publicly announce that they're laying off. That's also why I feel like Amazon is giving out this fake number of how many people they're actually laying off. They're saying it's 14,000.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
But I feel like they don't want to publicly admit that it's going to be that 30K, because that's what Reuters is reporting. Also, NBC is reporting that it's going to be 30K, and it's going to happen over the next month or so. So they're giving this small number right now because they don't want to throw the company into free fall, and they know that. And they also are protected in that way, because if they feel like it's going to affect stock, if they're feeling like it's going to affect productivity, they don't have to report that. That is a loophole. Okay. Now I'm going to pull up the site where you can see whether or not your company is filing for, or not filing, but reporting that they're going to lay off. Okay, so the site that you want to use is going to be warntracker.com, and this is going to list live layoffs from public WARN records, okay? So the WARN Act, because I don't think I explained that, is when companies are required to list their number of layoffs. How many people, when is it going to happen? And I don't know if they have to list a reason, but some companies do list a reason. Now, in the state of Michigan, we have our own WARN notice that is through the Michigan Department of Labor. Okay. I know that every state may not be as transparent as Michigan is, but look up your state. Look up the Michigan Department of Labor if you live in the state of Michigan, Florida Department of Labor, wherever you live, and see if they have that type of site where you don't have to go through this massive site. You can just kind of go to a site that's specifically for your state and see if they have the layoffs listed. So I want to backtrack into asking about severance and benefits. You need to inquire about your severance package, how long your health coverage will last. Okay, this ties us back into COBRA, and this is how you're going to maintain your insurance during the time that you are laid off. Now, normally, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a year that you have access or have the ability to use COBRA. In some states or in some organizations, your company covers a portion and you cover a portion just like you had when you were getting paid, you need to verify what that looks like. And you also need that information on paper. Do not take anything that anybody tells you verbally by Bible. Okay, do not live and breathe by that. Whatever they give you, it needs to be fucking documented. Make sure that it is on paper. Make sure that you have the separation papers. So when they tell you you're laid off and they ask, does anyone have any questions? Yes, I have a question. Are there going to be separation papers given? I would like to know about my 401k. I would like to know about my vacation time. I would like to know about my COBRA benefits during this time. And you need to be asking these questions. I know it's a state of shock that you are in. However, this is very fucking important. And if you do not ask these questions, you are going to be left wondering why. Why didn't I ask these questions? These are very important things, and you may not have access to certain programs after you're done. Your ADP is going to be limited. So make sure today, for those of you who are still employed and you have access, take a picture of your fucking ADP today and make sure you have the correct amount of hours listed that you have not used of your PTO, vacation time, sick time, all of that together. Okay. Now going into the self-care portion of this, I feel like this is a big portion because a lot of times we internalize this. Was I not a high performer? Was I not a good employee? When in reality, it is corporate greed, guys. It's not anything that you could have done to possibly save yourself from this situation. And you have to know that. Okay. So if you are someone who is struggling, look up free resources because money is limited unless you have coverage that's going to cover those appointments. You need to look up some resources for free therapy services. There may be 6 classes or something like that. In some states, they offer free therapy phone calls where you can just talk to someone and they have a therapist right there or a specialist right there. And I'm going to pull that up too. Hold on one second. So 988 is the suicide crisis lifeline. Okay. So if you are struggling with your thoughts, you are struggling financially, and you just need to get that thought out, please make sure you talk to somebody. Okay. A crisis text line. You can text 741-741 to connect with a volunteer crisis counselor for free, and it's confidential. Okay. Also, the Trevor Project is someone who offers 24/7 crisis intervention and suicide prevention services specifically for LGBTQ youth. So if you have children that may be struggling during this time, because finances or not having finances affects the entire family. It's not just your ass is going through it, okay? Your kids are going to be struggling because why can't we do the things that we used to do? Why can't we go the places that we used to go? Why can't I get this? Or why can't, and it's hard for kids to not comprehend because we know they can comprehend, but they don't understand the severity of the situation that we're living in. So it's important to have those type of conversations with our children and let them know hey, this is what's going on. And right now, okay, we are going to be living a scaled back life. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. Don't be embarrassed, bitch, because it just is what it is. Okay, ho? Thank you. Drawing up a budget is going to be your next step, and this is a part of your self-care and financial planning. You need to create a budget of what money looks like going out and what money could possibly be going in if you still have a partner who is working, or maybe you are deciding to pick up gig work. Maybe you are doing a part-time job somewhere. You need to make sure that you're calculating what money is coming in, how much is going out. If you're able to cover some of your expenses versus all of your expenses, you need to financially prepare for that. And this is also what I'm telling y'all. Depending on how much your 401k is, if you haven't been at that job for very long, pull that shit. Pull it and put it in your fucking savings account. Is it going to take 90 days? Hell yeah. Yes, it is. It's going to take a long time for you to get your retirement check, but it's worth it. Okay. As soon as that money hit, put it up. Okay? Right now, you're going to have to do a little gig work to make do. You're going to have to work a part-time job to make do. Thankfully, okay, it is the holiday season, and that means that department stores are going to be hiring. So put your pride aside, bitch, and we're going to go to Target, we're going to go to Walmart, we're going to go to Costco, because they're not laying off at the store level. They're laying off at the corporate level. That's where a lot of these organizations are laying off. So even if you worked for Amazon and you were among the number that got laid off this week, there's a possibility that you may be able to deliver. You may be able to do Amazon Flex to keep some steady income flowing into your house. Okay. The next thing is prioritize self-care. Okay. / family care. I know that money is super, super tight, or it will be super, super tight. So try to budget in something that is going to create family time. Board games. I love freaking board games. Okay. That is a great way for you to spend time with your family. That is a great way for you not to spend a whole lot of money. And board games are not that expensive. Okay. Candyland, bitch, is like $8. Get you some Candyland, get you some Uno, get you some Phase 10, and get you some food going on that stove. And there you go. There's fucking game night. And it provides a little bit of an escape during these hard times. And God bless y'all, man. This has been one of the hardest things to report on, because I'm seeing the fucking emails. I'm seeing the emails happen in real time. I'm seeing people losing their jobs in real time. And I know some people are like, well, I'm going through on my job and this. And it's like, girl, okay, you having a hard time on your job, bitch, but it's people who can't even find one. Okay. That's why I'm trying to throw in comedic relief outside of fucking work content, because it could be a lot to hear about that every single day. And also just mentally, you think people want to hear about your fucking problems with your manager, bitch, when you can get up and clock in every single day? No, they actually don't. So it's like we have to put some things into perspective and realize that, hey, no, she probably didn't read my question, or maybe she's not going to record any work content today, because people need an escape. Okay, bitch. And to be honest, looking at these fucking numbers, it is, it's very depressing and discouraging seeing how many people are going to be without. Okay, it puts it into reality. So if you do have a job right now, it's fuck that job. Don't let them take you down mentally, bitch. But you need to be thankful. Okay, thankful that you got somewhere to clock in every single day, because it's rough out here in these motherfucking streets for a lot of people. Okay. Now, to everybody this week, like I said, God bless y'all. I really hope that you rebound so motherfucking fast, that you're able to find something quick, you're able to find something soon, and I hope that everything works out for you and for your family. So, like I said, y'all take it easy today. It is going to be a short episode. Actually, we're running right on time. I think we're running right on time. So make sure y'all follow them steps. Remember to ask these fucking questions. Do not just let them in that Zoom call without you asking questions. So I guarantee you, if you ask these, there are several other people who are inquiring, and you have their ear in that moment. You have the moment to talk. You need to type it in the message inside of Zoom, or you need to ask those questions, and make sure you receive documentation. Do not take anybody's word for anything. Get that shit on black and white letterhead, bitch. Do you hear me? Say yes. Thank you very much, ho. Y'all have a good ass day.